Nnawotwi adwumadie ewa asempa for show Adom TV. Na yenko the next issue. Parliament dey pass 3 tax bills be. Na no na traders ni kire say ama o man ni mo ayedin. Ate say port kra dey afa dey bibia nkoso wo ho. Na we so aye be dey say ebema ne o man ase kra nti omo sese nka ba ba ya nkontwentwen so. Yentie ni Aguta President Dr. Joseph Obeng LED traders na no more the tudra that Nnawotwi.
That there has not been any effort on the part of the government to engage the business community and seek their input. There has never been any effort to engage with us. These businesses are already overburdened with numerous taxes. Therefore, the implementation of these new taxes will lead to the collapse of businesses in the country. That again, the taxes will have rippling and cascading effects on businesses and the consuming public as well. The government could have adopted a different strategy for enhancing revenue generation in the country as a better alternative to the IMF program rather than these obnoxious taxes. We do not believe the IMF seeks the destruction of businesses in the country. The government should not sacrifice the survival and development of the private sector for the sake of the IMF program. The efforts of the IMF to support our national economy will amount to nothing if it ends up destroying local businesses. The government can enhance domestic revenue mobilization by adopting innovative and practicable measures. We of the business community are very much in the know that the taxes we pay to the government are sufficient enough. But what the government fails to do is to adopt an effective and pragmatic system to ensure compliance with tax payment, as well as rope in all other businesses, entities that have not been captured into the tax net. In fact, there are many leakages in the tax system which lead to abuses and need to be sealed to forestall tax evasion and other related abuses. For example, the abuses of the warehousing and free zone policies should be thoroughly examined and strictly checked. The tax exemption policy should be totally abolished. This will go a long way to save significant revenue for the national development. The government should do everything within its means to prune down its expenditure, and should also know that no amount of revenue generated will ever suffice the government if government expenditure remains unnecessarily high without prudent management and strict control. What we sought in our various petitions presented to Parliament was for Parliament to hold on with the passage of these bills into law to enable us to engage the government, make our inputs, and build consensus on the way forward that will inure to the benefit of both the state and private sector. Ladies and gentlemen, in conclusion, inasmuch as we understand that the state of our economy demands measures to resuscitate it, we believe that wrong diagnosis and prescription will not yield the anticipated result. Therefore, a proper diagnosis is necessary for the right prescription to remedy the situation. We agree that the COVID pandemic and the Russia-Ukraine war have adversely impacted world economies. However, we believe the government does not appear to have rightly identified the points of impact of those two events on businesses. And without...
All right, Senti, I know Dr. Joseph being Guta president in some of the children Nnawotwi. Well, member studio. Okay. Yeah. Enti ya buy a pekwanya obetumi ya first way raise sika and their ball mining punto. But OT traders ya much say near my no so saying you might between my buying the needed revenue. Think na munjwe ho sa hu nya mbe ya asesa nyoma.
Me da se biem. When him say ebano etuotu ya naturally onipa bia binya nanka wontua to naturally said the psychologist Becca say ebana adwuma ya
into we no memo 7 minutes or so.
Okay. Psychologist Becca say badwuma ya naturally nke nipa obi akra mbe so be ya adwuma ngoti wa no ho nyesika no we de didi na wotin ba bedwuma no naturally ebana etuotu ya den azumi kakra ye mi nua boso me so ani ate income tax wo hwe tax ya tewa na hwe bia kwan na nam so kufie nam raw food so electricity dunduma obi are worried to the extent say you introduce another tax you want to say another burden about better Ghana for so. But let me use this opportunity to speak to Ghanaians. Finance Minister and the team no ababonting passionately at the kind of Ghana for Akasa. So we all understand the current situation we are in. Ghana for na kotojogo form in Sadan Sayem. Yesterday, yinina yemfa ye hunyim ni yenyama ni yi. Ye yene yi a yinina ne be benefit. IMF no IMF. What I'm trying to say is say yan kasa ye hwe ne yetutu ye nyema yi. I don't support IMF because megidi yi say ye manage ye nyema ya yenko IMF. The yentimi nye no ma yempepere ye ho fa yensa nkosom. The ye feel say betimi in the next 20 years we should come boldly and tell Ghanaians there Ghana for more requested for pure water friends the bottle but se sia ye wo die betimi we the miti pure water friends the bottle water but se sia ye betimi provide a pure water sachet one no montiasie yemfa sachet one mbara na ye mo boa ye ho ne yemfa nkope bottle one no. I think say if you are going through this angle ebe boy ma pressure to the ba ban so e ma niema bi a yetimi de ho koshim so best dia from yemfa yen democratic era ikra from Rollins Bereso there are a lot of projects go ho no ma yenwie Rollins there former president Kufuor there former president Mills former president Mahama and even man pende Kufuor de ikra they are starting nyina na ewie adentia because say ya intimi anye yen projections ni ye hunu say sika ya we ebetimi ya complete ade within this period of time to bon say be wi akire no ne akoka nsensemu mesre minim say me party ni me ya adwene de me ye hu say Ghana fo nyina ente ase na yenhwe na yentoto ne mayi na mesre the party in government aban na nka say ye me nso maban ni bi say yemma ye hu modern say transparency ebeba tax ya your friends say reviews ya ye mu amendment akoso yi mu yenim say your tax net no ebi enyame adoma the amount of revenue bi nya na ebekosoro ekosoro yemma the expenditure nye open na Ghana fo nyina ntiase say first no ne nya 2 million Ghana cedi $2 million ewo ye tax ayenya no ene ye amendment na timi asutu ko 4 million 4 million na etimi akwa koduru no additional 2 million na aba no ye yimu 1 million e de service ye loans e wo ho every year 1 million aka no ye hwe agogloshi gata drainage system ne ye ho de from that 1 million no ye wi ya community mo say na so obusa greenfields infantimun se wona so fie na
me fie hunter buzia krum yakob buzia krum former president krum am so ama also
buzia
enye buzia say o buzua
sorry okay yakob also krum hunter buzua ho ama bridges be a problem wo akwan a na ye challenge no
papa me krum kwan ye ko me krum nya kra tutu pa me na me ka
enti ye de sa
o ma hene ti ho nso me krum no me
ye de sa sika yi bi
munya na munkwaya ma
ana me gusu kan wa enti am so me pa o cho se bi ni ni entu tax
na tax de bitu dada
ya kakra bi income tax kakra bi abetro so enti enye the many abra water article because you can say you be moving from taxation to production. Indeed, we are doing production in Ghana now. I be one kasa woti ya wonye MPP ni nya ndisi ni. Ukura nim say kuju say ye adwuma. Production. And then when him say in some juice factory here be just recently. Omo product do Malaysia.
But me bawo. Enya sana na mo pese mo kire.
Say na ne pese, say na woti ase.
Na mo pese mo kire ne say. Eku juice no ye na adwuma. Taxes bebrebe na eda no so no mba be yi bi afi ho. Na nkasika odutua taxes bebrebe no wo de a share adwuma no mo increase production. That's what you meant.
Yeah, business side on there.
Oh, ade na some kire mo yete ase o.
Yeah, the ne can say you move away from taxation
to production. And the explanation about the man.
The explanation was that
so that the companies could use those revenues to increase production.
Yes.
That is your production. And yet, it's a factory.
Yeah, baby.
No, factories are different.
Yeah, baby.
And we are different. But more taxation to production. How much I say? Sikara na mo friend nuisance taxes.
But nuisance taxes in England, I can't even. What you do, sir?
2017 mo ya.
Yeah. Most of them
taxes twice. Mo di bi
they account on 17 taxes.
Oh.
And you may
more than 20
17 taxes, including condom tax. Condom tax. Yeah, if you kaya tax, yeah, if you. Nanya broni be yanka kaya your dignity so pine S1 ye mas major tax. Minia. Will be a quarter condom de kwa jinani. Mami Vens was in you because of the can be our best rama. Was me many of the home to pan is over tax me. That's about energy. No. So what we are saying is say, man penny kufuado a born home modern, taxes need to do on every ho. So obia all clear nuisance tax free ho. Na Adom pempen so say ye different from banasi be amended the order than. It should tell you the condition we are in. We are not, debating say, and I said defending say, obia pe say, niji say ya kodum pempen so ye friends amendment iba. But say them di kasha say na make an ya desrede na ya to Ghana for him.
Okay.
Baby ya kodri yes say ye kasi ye be ye na ye.
Okay.
Then say ye be depend solely on maybe foreign based ti mesere Ghana for ye nyina ye nsom na ye nyenye yi
ate. Perfect.
Menya. Say anything that touches on the economy no dear. Okofaba na menu no achiro.
In terms of
the member. The kind. Say offer budgeting.
In your submission, if I can, we are not in normal times.
It offer budgeting. Offer budgeting. Also, what can man direction? Offer budgeting. Minia. Say, oh yeah, budget.
But also, Obi say, in fact, KB, tell him they should consider from Takrade to all our Hunter West Municipal roads. And he also make control.
I mean, I say, on also the message, but no so more. Na ye tax in
offer budgeting.
I thought for pressing issues, so he hears Canadian.
Offer budgeting. And let me try to oversimplify it to an individual. Ebi a wochirade, wo yechirechire ni. Woji pay. Ebi a wo taxi bi so e discount akrabre wo. Fu bi so wo ebi a unya mu panchi bi ton ni ade. Eno ye o revenue ebem. Nti in your budgeting no, you list all your revenue. You identify them and list them, which are projections for the year. Now, what's our listing expenditure? Say, okay, if you are where we call Duan Quanta Secondary School, I feel now will be here. Also, so a beer, a Diana Mbedi with fee, any Enamkania Mobeso, any a beer insurance, so any a beer rent, Nina, so you say. Now, then the budget exposes either a surplus or a deficit. If there's a surplus, a sound mind will say, okay, how do I invest that surplus? If there's a deficit, then where do I get money? Because the family must live to make sure that the family would make it through the year. First of all, There are two major line items that are aggregated to come up with this deficit or surplus. Revenue is one, expenditure is the other. I want to state clearly, sir, we do not have a revenue problem. We have an expenditure problem. And you know, your idea of the BR say, yes, it's a tax, a good crofo, the BR. Ghana for say, touching your bed, you're tightening your home.
Minia, is he saying we don't have revenue problem? You have expenditure problem?
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
That's what you're saying?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
That's the point I'm trying to make.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
Since when do you realize this?
Oh, Master.
No, since when?
Even in revenue, look around, I address issues on the revenue.
But you said we don't have
forget,
revenue
2016
problem.
is the first time. 2016, an election year, was the first time for the national budget we borrowed zero from central government, central bank.
No, but you said
we didn't borrow from. I mean, we could have been reckless and say it's an election year. Yes, but we are you are postponing a problem. So, in 2016 we didn't borrow any money from central bank. So, the economy was much better in 2016 than it is now. The dollar was 3.9.
That is not true.
The dollar is could do 15 kra.
And baby could do and then so can one some say CD na for the neighbor.
12. Oh,
and 10 points.
It is because your liabilities, the liabilities of the nation. Once a time on time, or the yentua be ni buy no. And no crowd they different. No crowd they say was can yentua. And then the yentimintua. Yenis can ye dia kutua. And if you suspend about $200 and something million that leaves your economy every month. Now say what the back who say because of that why are the dollar not gaining strength? It's because the pressure on your dollar when that $290 million was leaving your economy every month, no, put the pressure on your head. But those are liabilities that you have created. Many are making what you say. And you know, your friends, let us understand, say, Sabi, Oman Nana do dan kwaku fuado.
Okay, jiton ze 2 point something billion now wo kana. Eye mo nso mo ka mo boy ni bi.
Oh, yeah. We created see from that's what the economy there. Look, all the shock up, the sinking funds and what have you we put in place, they have all been collateralized into loans. A get fund to 2035 is on as a collateral to a loan. But those were structures that were put in place. So there are some of the loans that were maturing, no. Those funds were would be used to pay for those so that we are not in this situation. After all, Esla Krasika, they buy ASA. Yeah, COVID, yeah, you didn't start 2 years, I am going so on the material. Esla could have solved that problem for us. It would have given us enough revenue to deal with that problem. But it has been destroyed. All the sinking funds have been destroyed. But that's not the topic. Let's not go there. Now, abai kase o pastor o ye o man yenu and na machrem say there are two ways to look at it. Say there bia wo be pressure wo be gi ankran no ebotom ska no edodoa edi aye ana so say wo so wo betena sia ka say I have to cut my coat according to the size of my material. And in 110 ministers, Obia wa garden boy, Obia wa house boy, Okuta cast by me and Sam a minimum fuel. Your friends and the driver here back.
Where from this 120 ministers?
110.
As we speak.
Says the ministers, yes.
85.
What the emphasis 85?
Which Mahama 86?
Oh, Massa. Mahama ministers, no, woman reading half of your scrap. The point I'm trying to make is that the expenditure that this country has been overburdened with, no. Presidential staffers in Kwame say, listen, by me who woman, me dream me. Okowa, and Mama, you're better because you can see a big west you're from presidential staffers. I say, Pa, one more, you my pie, one idiot.
You are correct, no correct.
One cat was listen about one.
Your presidential staff.
Me patchon.
Uta presidential staff 66.
Well, so Wakasamanka view.
66. 45 hours on only the Under the Mahama, presidential staff was 66. Under Nana Danko Kufuor, we have 45. So don't go there.
No. You are talking about a different list.
No, you don't know what you are talking about.
Did you see the list?
Well, listen.
It was
Listen, this one is deliberate misinformation.
Oh, no, it's not deliberate misinformation. This is where
let me tell you, this one
I have issues to talk about.
There's difference between a presidential staffer and a civil servant and work Jubilee House. He should get it clear.
Let's
appointed presidential staffer 45.
Whatever list that is supposed mandated by law, but whatever list that is mandated by law per the Constitution. Say what's a parliament? It wasn't 60.
And what's the presidential staffers? And what's the presidential staffers?
What was it? The people who work in the Jubilee House.
Yes.
Whatever it is.
And alcohol, no man. Government appointee, woman here 45. Man, penny for the quarter 792. Ever 100.
Man.
I'm coming up appointee omugo.
Me the house was 7 million. So man kasa. That's it. You can you need to man kwan kada yegura safo.
Na say nya mo ban. Asafo ni nyansa say na so see yem go.
And do we have an expenditure problem? Let's look at the revenue side. Taxation is one of them. Now, even in taxation, there are two ways with which you can make better the fortunes that you get out of taxation. You either widen or you deepen. You either widen the tax net and capture people who traditionally have not been part of the tax system. Now, and I'm saying, yeah, say what former job, you see, kafa payroll, they be a deeping. Now, Obisu, they are making very good money. But woman, as because they belong more to the semi-informal or for informal sector. It is when you look to those places, so that is when you are being prudent in management of the economy. Okay. To widen the tax net. Okay. As someone business, to use it for no good for they made a very good point. First of all, one thing I almost can't say, it looks like they themselves were not consulted. I mean, and that's a problem. Why is that a problem? It is very clear, sir. The policy development cycle, stakeholder engagement is very key. And that is why in the wisdom of President Mahama, the president is waiting. 2025, you best swear in. May I remember invitation I'm He did the main thing at Senchi. Do you remember that? Before we even went to IMF, brought everybody together. Say, Obian fana drink today. You know, I'm boycott to you. Obian yede, and fana drink today, mra. Na yemfa emma and develop a policy document. Yedebe call IMF as a position of the country and what we intend to do, what is acceptable and what is not acceptable to us as a nation. Now, this administration, such an important policy initiative, because there's a requirement to size down your deficit. You have chosen, say, you will increase revenue. And whilst you chose to increase revenue, you have chosen taxation. And while you chose taxation, you've chosen to deepen the tax burden on people who are already under the net. Okay. So, whilst doing this, excuse me to say, policy. The people, the most critical people in the nation, women see to the welfare of businesses. You didn't consult them. Okay, Griffith. May I say? Also, Kwame Griffith, the director of IT and the senior Nana Kodjo Ejayabwa, Nana K, member of the National Communications Team of the MPP. Over to me, our phrase is here was 0302211701. Nemom, unim said Nnawotwi Munso, and Nnawotwi Echwemukono na yewo dumso kakra because na Ghana National Gas Company maintenance of facilities. This year, no mutumi every at the crater to jump say
Ghana National Gas Company a kama obia who say the plant maintenance of our trouble gas processing plant no omo say the entire maintenance activities every late hours of Wednesday 5th April 2023 ahead of scheduled date of completion. The time I know somebody before that time. Say currently the flow rate is 90 mmscfd. Management of Ghana Gas wishes to thank general public for the patience and cooperation during the period. Say you see doom soccer or load shedding or mobile one because once they are operating at minimum full capacity it means that the VR benya power benya gas they are generating power for grid code they are easy that is what it is. But menya Ghana Gas my main ball more year na baso oralamu say or head of the maintenance team and Chairman Alamu, good morning to you and you'll be a maintenance team ni na mo bomoding edis adwuma. Now sometimes you feel proud when Okai say you have because my younger brother can't be a maintenance and anytime it comes to mind I feel proud about that guy for being part of team or maintaining such a state ascertainty or more ni na no Lawrence Ajiboye, transport manager for a trouble gas processing plant. On na menu no call out me man be tenancy e be chia o
so achia ne CEO ka ho
ne CEO Raben Asante
also take good decisions
and Raben Asante wonderful man me go Ivory Coast on a certain trip but it was in Ghana per se dey ton gas my Ivory Coast on that trip no na me ka ho binti I saw we had very good conversation to Raben Asante me chia ne Ernest
e also be yes
solid young man
agogo commando
and 030221
Madam for party revision.
0302211701 0302211702 ubetumi afre na yetie so wadwenchira wo on the issues ya discuss taxes about obi akase afedie ya jewo adena try and ya discuss code for calls on 2 EC members ebeya enam omo affiliation to MPP nti omunse form also adwenkyere was issues we ho ene ne o he maintain won so 0302211701 0302211702 Mr. so fra tie wo phone so maintain wo TV no so reduce volume no kra na afi tie wo phone so na yentumi ending komo 0302211701 0302211702 mpacho machi omenia OPD machi
yeah
yo mami ntiwe no wadwenkyere
pacho OPK member of MPP African Communication
ayo OPK mami ntiwe
mami ntia Mr. Kwakubin MPP UK Communication Director mami ntia na K on intellectual analysis anopai and Mr. 17 MPP National Chairman beko basamso NDC for me nya atwom papa masa in 2014 in a video former President Mama Kachire say we can only develop Ghana through taxes. And again, answer 3 taxes are yadiaba.
You do know it.
Former President Mama ni NDC omo kutia. If you condom omo taxe. Sika ya mama ni papa ni na nanu ediko akum. NDC for a taxe. What you say? Even do so for 4 years masa ya kwa ahukire na touchlight former President Mama ama ebi osaka chese ya be say enjoy electricity. This is electricity bills akese. Ni nyina ya ekoso. And new taxes are ama Ghana yempuntu akwanima mo say ekutia because you are desperate for power in Intino bibia the papa bia ya de beba Ghana for bia mo akasa etia etibono na say mo say mo ba abem na je na mo ba be the alternative is carry na the Ghana
yo me say what me do again say dia ba ye mo be so kwan no so mfrem fa ne de mbra 0302211701 0302211702 0302211703 0302211704 obetumi afre numbers we nyina emu bia bi na watumi join in with wadwenkyere ohu nsema ya kan ohu nsem Mr. Nobody net say
na me na dom me ho ye na ho so e
me so me ho ye pa ma me ntie we
yo me da wa fre ni wadwuma pa wudi wo Ghana me o fe ye Ghana ha no ye mpa adepa ko abrocha cars ani ye de ye nyema yie Enso Ghana ha no utua tax kra na. Hey binom politics inti no mu twin sai say na ba aba nye sika afa nye mpuntuo. Uba me kroboduma fi hanu mo a. Ese so bia ese de bia ye ti one speedy kra ye di ye o me krolu ye no. Ya fa nye na ye bibi bia be go aban so. Chama local government or brewo. Ya ba say uba kroboduma fi kra na enye easy. Nti ye fre Ghana for mumiyanji tax ntu me say that boy yo. Eba boy man at 1 year to 2 years time.
Me da say me ma me fa Frank let's say.
Good morning. I'm on to say.
Hey, how you pa Frank? Me wadwonche.
Emi ya say mi ankasa me party ni graphics. Mi ankasa me party ni graphics. Eti wo gu ye ni maase.
We sure say
we quality your resource. What you na okeka de ope. What you na okeka de ope. Mi am party ni graphics. Oni mun kuntebu a onko no nkobu ya nkuntama ye. Oni mun kuntebu a on sorry nkobu ya nkuntama ye. Eno na nyame.
Yo mate. Medase yemfa teacher mremwe. Teacher, bacho me enti oso adwenche.
To move Ghana from taxation to production. Sa no mo kan. Nana MPP for be ka kire en sa. Na fi ede bio. Mumma production no kwaso wo Ghana na Ghana fo mu se bia mo kan ye na mo ye. But you see am ko fa new taxes aba. Na no chere se mo se ma mo kan nyina. Mucha Ghana Pontro. Madam Asemani Yankupon Yajuma. Okay, yo. Yemfa Lukman, Lukman so join here home at Truman so. Lukman.
Minia.
Maminti wajin Treminia.
Bache Bru.
Yeah, Minia.
It's here be your food na the one say easy for the omodi omo. Yeah, I say omo yo omojuma. I say Ghana for mapa. Na ye nyina ye te Ghana ha. Ana omampanyi dada John Dramani Mahama beka kire easy for the omodi omo yo omojuma. Nti ni kwaso obi a interfere omojuma. Na dey ba dey na asesa. Yeah, said Mr. Grace say onoma o kika nsemu yi. The tieni say Mahama kire 2020 election ni say ye beto 2020 election no. O kire so omo the professors the beko ko police station. Ye ba dey na asesa ye. Afedi uta afedi wasa asesa na no. Afedi o so omo kwa ombe no mataya. Mate
yo medase yemfa ofre for no si ha na aname wo. Okay, all right then. And your last call and then to me engine so yen fancy na yen sorry so team ora Osei Kwame Griffith director of IT and NDC medase men brana so yema o wie yema mo time pa mo kasa ye
2 seconds pa
na
o man dey actually
na member of the national communication team of the MP
menu adaro man na ofo yaman for so show program
medase na ofo yaman
asanka iti dom hene
yo yada na see echi anon so yo on behalf of my production team ye medase pass and pay o my kwan me ba ofi offices ne bebia wo etie ye yensan hia na watch ye eda ye nemu medase